This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. Today I'm very lucky to be joined by two tanks, Ohara Davies. Very much coming on, Ohara.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you for having me.
So I see by your Instagram story you're going to Dubai soon. Be nice to get some sun once.
Listen, man, something's happened. So basically, I'm going with my friend, and I've literally just now found out that his passport has expired. So he's gonna have to cancel his flight, and I'm thinking about canceling my flight. So looks like that might be off, might be stuck out here in the cold for a few more days.
Oh, that sucks. Is there no one else you can go with?
Well, I've got a few friends out there, but to be honest, I didn't really feel it anyway. Like my heart's not like excited about going out to Dubai. So I'm kind of happy that his thing's expired. So it's an excuse for me just to not go.
And will you get your money back on your flights and everything then, if it's late notice or?
I hope I get a refund. I say that I've been around someone that's got COVID or something like that. As long as I find as long as I get a decent little excuse, I should get a refund.
Say COVID symptoms. All right, so we're heading to boxing now. So last September or September just gone, you had a great winner, a tough competitor in Tyan McKenna. Going into that fight, did you rate Tyan, or did you I remember you saying it might be an easy payday. Was it, or?
I did rate him, but when I got in there, he was a lot easier than I actually thought he'd be. I remember before the fight, I remember going online on his Instagram, I see him working hard on the bags and the pads, sparring hard, and I thought to myself, this guy's in some good shape. This fight might be hard. It might be really hard. But then once I got in there, I used round 1 and round 2 just to kind of feel him out. And in round 3, I realized this guy's a hype job. This guy ain't that good. So I just made easy work of him in a fight. I didn't even get hit. I made all that money. I won a massive golden contract, and I didn't even get hit. Hell yeah. The best way that my year could have gone.
So you had a win over Tyan McKenna last September, and you're the first ever boxer to win the golden contract.
Mm-hmm.
Do you aim to go on from now? Because Tyan McKenna is a very good, worthy opponent to have a name on your resume like that. Where do you aim to go from here?
From here, I want to go out in America now. America's going to be where I'm at now. I feel like my days fighting in the UK are done. I feel like the British boxing fans didn't really like me. They didn't really take to me. They didn't really like my vibe, my arrogance, and my confidence. So I'm going to the States now. I think in the States I'll be liked a lot more out there. So so that's what's next. But I haven't thought about when I'm fighting next or who I'm going to be fighting against next. To be honest, this year's been a hard year for me, and it's been one of the best years of my boxing career. So I'm just enjoying my break, enjoying a few weeks off. I'm still having a few burgers every now and again. So, yeah.
Well, as they say, it's no bad thing. It's bad publicity. So you're now in the top 15 in the world. You're top 15 in BoxRec, WBC. Is there anyone particularly out there you can fight, or will you just take any fight in the top 15?
Yeah, I'm top 15 in the WBC World Rankings. Hell yeah. It's good to be there. I saw it like about a month and a half ago, and I was like, yes. But top 15 ain't good enough. I need to be 5, then a top 1. That's what I'm aiming for. But I haven't really thought about who I want to fight next, who I'm going to fight next. I'm just enjoying my break, enjoying life a bit. I feel like sometimes as a pro boxer, you can get so caught up in a boxing world that you forget that you actually have got a life outside of this game, outside of boxing. So that's what I'm on now. I'm just more about thinking about my life outside of this whole boxing industry, not thinking about who I'm fighting or when I'm fighting, just enjoying life. That's why my trip out to Dubai got booked.
I think for a boxer, you've got to have a key balance of life outside boxing and then life in boxing. And when you strike the perfect balance, it makes a perfect fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in lockdown, I think it was April, I was bored, like most people were, and I went on YouTube and I see Matchroom Rivals, Ohara Davies, Andy Fowler, and I was like, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Watch. Do you think a fight between you and Andy Fowler would happen, or do you think the weight might be a bit of an issue?
To be honest, Eddie Hearn and Andy Fowler, they don't want the fight. Me and him had a few back and forths on over social media. Then Eddie Hearn said, okay, cool, let's go make a little press conference. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. Let's make this fight happen. I fight at 140, Andy Fowler fights at 154. So I said, you know what I'll do? I'm going to come up to 150 and you come down to 150. So I don't mind going up by £10 if you come down by only £4. And they said, yeah. but I haven't heard anything back from them since. So Eddie Hearn or Anthony Fowler, someone in their camp doesn't want the fight. And, you know, the fight to be made, it was that easy. It could be made like that. I told them I will come up by £10. So if these guys, they don't want to fight, they're bums.
You're prepared to speak to Shane McGuigan, Andy Fowler's trainer. And another person you've had a bit of back and forth disagreements is Tyan Booth. What's all about?
Tyan Booth, he's an internet troll. He's just a guy that comes up on YouTube, he makes videos trying to disrespect a few boxers, but that's not going good anymore, as far as I know. I haven't heard anything about him. I don't see what he's really doing. So I haven't heard. I haven't heard his name for about 2 to 3 months actually. So people ain't really out there talking about him no more. So there's no beef really. I just thought this guy's a clown. Like, he's not serious. He wasn't a good boxer, and he doesn't know how to handle himself over on YouTube as well. Because those videos that he makes just on there abusing everyone. Like, I'm not a fan of that really. So if I see him, I won't fight him, but I will tell him that he's a prick.
So moving on to the boxing, you're very good mates with Andy Joshua. He supported you in your career and you supported him. What do you think of his fight against Puvlev? Because I feel that a lot of people underestimated Puvlev because he was very tough and durable throughout the fight.
Puvlev's a great fighter, but I feel like everyone built up this fight as if AJ's meant to win because he's AJ, and AJ's meant to win because he won the Olympic gold and he's more known and he's got more followers on Instagram. But that's not how it works. So I knew that this for AJ is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but I feel like Puvlev, he got underestimated by the boxing public and by like the whole general public. But he was a great fighter and he fought a really good fight. AJ almost, like in round 3, AJ almost got him out of there, but Puvlev fought back, and then he got AJ with a few good shots. Round 4, 5, 6, he was literally getting him with some good shots. And I remember watching the fight in round 3. I was like, this fight could be done early, but then afterwards I was like, Puvlev actually could win. And then AJ showed heart, grit, strength, skill, and he got him out of there in round 8. I feel like that's a fight that AJ needs right now. In this stage of his boxing career, he needs someone that's actually going to hit him back. He needs to take shots, like just so everyone can see that he's got a chin, and so he can know that he's got a chin, and he can have a bit of confidence in his own chin, in his fitness, and he knows that he can, you know, that if it's a hard fight, he knows how to fight back, and he knows how to handle himself.
That's a good point about Andy Joshua's chin, because that was a mocking point, or people would bring this chin up. And do you think the fight between Andy Joshua and Tyson Fury could be made now? Because I have my doubts about that, you know, because of the WBO situation. They're saying they're not going to step aside for it. And if you really want to maximize the money, and all boxers, or most boxers anyway, are prize fighters, they want to get the most money they can get. If they want to maximize the money, they're going to wait a bit longer until fans can come back. And so I think Andy Joshua will fight Usyk next. And then Tyson Fury, he's not going to go in and fight Andy Joshua being a year out of the ring. He'll probably have a warm-up fight and then go into the ring with Andy Joshua. But what do you think?
I don't see that fight being made next. Just like what you said, I feel like it's a bit too much politics going on. AJ's with Eddie Hearn, Tyson Fury's with Bob Arum and with Frank Warren. So whose show is it going to be on? The purse splits, who's going to get more dough? Where's it going to be? Is it going to be in England or in America? It's a bit too much things going on in the background, and I feel like to make a fight of that magnitude, it's not that easy. It takes a long time, and then about the belts as well, about the WBO, the other belts, they all have to agree to it. And I don't see the fight being made next year, probably the year after. I think probably 2022, as long as they both stay unbeaten. But then again, if AJ fights against Usyk ain't no bum. Usyk knows how to handle himself. So AJ has to come through that, and then Tyson Fury has to fight someone that's got a half decent record, and then he has to beat them. So whether the fight will or will not get made, it could be another Floyd Pacquiao situation, a fight that was 5 years too late. That's what could happen again, but I guess time will tell.
And one last thing as well, your favourite sparring partner, Florian Marku, had a controversial draw. Did you see that fight at all?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
Did you think it was a draw, or do you think Florian deserved to get the win?
I don't know. I go by what the judges thought, and the judges they got their job for a certain reason. They can judge a fight a lot better than what anyone else can. So a lot of people say that Florian Marku got robbed, but it's the judges thought that it was a draw. They're more qualified than all of us, so I guess we have to go by what they say. But the point that I make is that you can't say that you're on my level when you can't beat guys like that. A guy like that should be getting knocked out. If it was me, I wouldn't be going fights with a guy on that level. You see these fights I've got behind me. There's WBA and WBC silver, and I've got 2 WBC internationals. And you don't get these fights by having a few Instagram followers. You don't get these fights by talking, or you don't get these belts by saying I beat someone up in sparring. It takes hard work, dedication. And the thing about that Marku talks a good game, and he's got quite a decent social media following, but he has to backboard it up in the ring. And what we saw of him on the weekend, he hasn't backed up what he said in the ring. And he's got a hard fight next. So I just really looking forward to see what he does in his next fight, because it seems like he can't back up his talk.
Well, obviously, I'll let you go now. I know you're a very busy man, Ohara, so I really appreciate your time because you're a very busy man. And where can people find you on social media at?
You can add me on over Instagram, Ohara Davies, Twitter, Facebook. I've got the same name, and on YouTube.
I'll put the link in your YouTube channel, all that in the description. All right, thank you very much, Ohara. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.